Okay. Switch this around. Right. All right, we're gonna get things going, and hopefully, if everyone can see, you can move up a little bit. And if you can't see, you can always join Zoom and watch online. Okay. Let's see. Can you change your font size on that, Shawn? I don't know if see that a little better. All right, yeah, that looks better. Kill the one of the lights. But okay, all right. I took Shawn up on his offer. He made a comment about setting up a media server at home on a Raspberry Pi. So that's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So that'd be a good talk. So hopefully you guys have also had some interest in this as well. So, this is a 4 here. But,
I set mine up on a 4.
okay.
4 gigs around.
Yeah, that's what I brought along with me. Got one of those too.
So what I did is I had a Pi 4 sitting around, so I figured I might as well do something with it.
Oh.
My wife wanted me to record some shows and movies and stuff, so we can watch when Netflix eventually dumps them.
Yeah.
Or one of the other streaming services gets rid of it. So I figured let's look it up, figure out how to do it.
I'm going to turn the speaker off here. You can turn your microphone on, and that way people online can hear you as well. Otherwise, you're listening to this microphone.
All right, can everybody hear me?
Yep. Okay, the people online, I can't hear because I just turned them off. Okay.
Okay, should be unmuted now. Okay,
That's off. All right.
oh, we're good.
So you guys, if anyone online needs to talk, just go into the chat room and throw a chat message up. Otherwise, we have feedback. Okay.
All right, so this is the guide that I found. Maybe that's a little bit better.
Yeah, turn the lights down a little bit.
So Perfect Media Server was, I don't know if you guys heard of Alex Kretschmer, or however you pronounce his last name, but he does some podcasts. He works for Red Hat, I believe. Who's his name? Alex Kretschmer. Goes by Ironic Badger on the internet. He put together this a little guide on how to create a perfect media server, and he called it the perfectmediaserver.com. So that's what I used, and that's what I'm going to show you.
Yes, your screen resolution.
So he's using a VGA cable. I don't know if it's possible.
Well, actually, this little laptop doesn't.
You have HDMI?
I do. My laptop doesn't.
Oh, my laptop.
Oh. Mine.
I can-
Can we just kick you anyway?
We'll get there.
If you land on the board.
My. Well, that's pretty. And she's
Give her a second.
There we go.
There we go. It's a separate screen. Hold on.
Oh,
Uh,
oh yeah, it's
I
all
want to see
better.
both. Don't do that to me.
Sitting a little bit.
There we go.
better. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
To make this go.
These will actually make that out.
Okay.
All right.
Looks good to me. I'm just trying to focus without glasses, so that's good. All right. I don't know. I'm out of focus or screen's out of focus.
All right. So beyond this, the first thing you're going to want to do with a Raspberry Pi when you're turning it into a server is once you have it, the operating system installed. And for this, I used Ubuntu, but you can use Raspbian, Debian, whatever will run on a Raspberry Pi. Once you have that installed and you have an IP address, you want to go to your router's admin page and set up a reserved DHCP, IP address. So it always gets the same IP address every time you boot it. Otherwise, you're going to find it has a different IP address someday and it's going to cause problems. So that's the first thing I did. And then I went to this website and read a whole bunch of stuff, and that took me a long time. So I'm just going to take you through the TLDR. So what we're going to use, we have, of course, Linux on the Raspberry Pi. We're going to use containers, Docker, Docker Compose. If anybody's not familiar with it, it's super easy. I'll walk you through that. Merger FS is what we're going to use to create a pooled file system. But the cool thing about Merger FS is you can use different size drives and different mounts, stuff like that, and pull it all together. Really cool.
Yeah, did you see that's actually a file system?
Yeah, well, creates a pooled file system out of, yes.
Well, I'll let you finish your thought real quick. It was in relation to what you're exactly talking about.
It's not a file system itself. It creates a pool, like creates a single mount point for a whole bunch of disks.
And you're saying P-U-L-L, pool?
POOL,
Pool, like a pool.
like the kind of thing you dive into.
Okay.
Is merger FS similar to like how the idea of Unraid works? Similar concept?
I'm not really familiar with Unraid.
Okay, because it's one of the things, it's a mystery to me. All I know is that you can do like your dissimilar disks and such.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm more used to the traditional system of RAID and stuff where you have everything has to match.
No, this one, you can have different size disks and it works just fine.
Interesting.
And it's Snaprate, which I did not install on mine because I only have 2 disks. So I don't have a parity disk yet, but Snaprate is for your parity.
We do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
did that in my video for a long time. Drive and I zeroed them. I never dropped a frame after that.
really, cool.
Fortunately, none of them died. Neither one of them died. In fact, I'm still using them. They're in my Linux box now.
Cool. But, so this is what you're looking at. So you can have 10 terabyte, 8 terabyte, different size disks running different file systems. So XFS, ext3, ext4, and then
Something like something almost like overlay is what it sounds like.
It is
yeah,
overlay
yeah.
FS.
Merger FS is kind of like exactly.
Similar concept kind of.
Right. And then Snaprate is just your parity disk. The thing about Snaprate is your parity disk has to be the same size or larger than the largest disk in your pool.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Okay, so ZFS, I didn't use ZFS, but that's an option.
That's
Yeah. ZFS is cool. Proxmox, if you want to virtualize the stuff, that's an option. I didn't use that. I containerized my things. And so your hardware, the various cases you can use. This is for like x86 stuff. Like I said, I did mine. I have a couple of hard drives and external disk cases that I have plugged into a Raspberry Pi. So mine doesn't look like this apparently. And then he laid out the purchasing methodology for his disks and the new drive burn-in ritual, which is actually really cool and really time consuming and really punishes your disks, but it gives you a good sense of if your disk is in good condition and whether or not it's going to crap out on you soon.
Any idea what he actually is doing? Have you looked at the scripts?
Yeah, I did. He's actually pulling in an open source project. There's actually two things he's using here. Bad Blocks is actually installed on most Linux distros.
That's what I was gonna ask.
And there's a script that kind of incorporates Bad Blocks and also pulls smart data from the disks.
and all that.
Yeah.
Or Smart CTL. Yeah, 'cause
Right,
when I say
Smart
Bad Blocks,
CTL.
That's literally what that's tailor made for exactly that, beating up the drive.
Right,
just to see
Yeah,
what-
so it is smart, he pulls a smart data, runs Bad Blocks a few times, beats the crap out of it, and runs smart data again to see if there's, discrepancy or if there's gonna be problems with that drive. I used Bad Blocks on the drives once because, I'm impatient. And it can take a while.
That's a heck of a tool.
Yeah, it can take a while. If you have a terabyte drive, it can take a couple of days. So I'm gonna go through the bare metal installation.
It's in sequential. That's not terrible.
So if you have not, let me see if, I'm pretty sure I have Docker installed here.
We have all the drives hooked up. Are you using a regular PC case as a storage device? Yeah, something like that.
No, I have two drives that are in external drive cases.
Okay, hooked up to your.
Yeah, they're just USB right into the USB 3.
Okay.
On
Are you showing
Fine.
the computer there? That's one.
Yeah, I don't have that cool stuff. No, that was just an example of what you can do. So I already have Docker installed on here. I already have a couple of disks that I created out of nowhere using Vert Manager. Yes.
Can you, rest the storage to Raspberry Pi setup or on that? Such as open.
Use open as.
I have no idea. I'm going to set up a Samba server. So I assume you probably could.
So if you push that to a cloud-based,
How do you address the, TV port? Thumb drive, say, used as a, TV.
You could. At home, I'm using Jellyfin, which you can use to record TV if you have like a TV, tuner device. I don't. I just copy stuff. I back up my media.
You bet, you bet.
So essentially what we're gonna do today, what I did is I built a Samba server on the Raspberry Pi, used Merger FS to pull the disks. And then I used Docker Compose to create a Jellyfin container that uses the Merger FS pool for its storage. And I'm also using it for my backups and stuff like that.
Could you use a bunch of flash drives on a hub?
If you really wanna. I don't know that I would trust them, but if you wanna, it would
You better
work.
rate him just to be sure.
well, you do a, M2, hard drive. You'd have to have motherboard to support that, some kind of external case. I don't know if anyone makes those or not. Yeah.
All right, where do we have? I've suited that one.
So you're
I
using
can't type.
on the Pi, you're using USB-C to interface all your drives. You have like one drive array that basically goes in through USB-C.
No, at the moment I don't.
Okay.
I'm doing this a poor man's way. So what I essentially have is just two 500 gig drives
Oh,
and two external drive bays that I plug in via USB 3.
okay.
So the Pi 4 has two USB 3 ports. Figure that's fast enough for now.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had them docked together in a.
So this is very much different. The 5 gig ones. Okay, so VDB and VDC. Okay, cool. Okay, so I've identified my drives just by lump. Normally, excuse me. Normally, when you do dev disk by ID, you're going to get your drives with either a SCSI prefix or an ATA prefix, followed by the stuff and ending in the serial number. And you're going to do the AL or the ALH or whatever you want to do, find out where they're mounted or what they're called. And as far as the
You know, I found out the hard way that UUID in your Fdisc, you had to remove drives all along and we'll lose track of it because those go back to that.
that's exactly what we're going to do. We're gonna go into FS tab. We're going to modify that to give it that. Exactly what you were saying.
Because they did at System 76 on the back of the laptop.
Oh, I'm running it in a VM.
This is a VM on top of your main, whatever OS you're running on. Okay.
Yeah, on Papa. Yeah.
Oh, Pop OS?
So let's take a look. Yeah, she got it. So right now, we don't have any of that stuff, but we will add that here in a few minutes. Anyway, so no, we don't need that yet. We do need merger FS. So we'll install merger FS. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. All right, so now we have merger FS installed. The hard drive set up, we've identified our drives. And we're gonna want to put the ext4 partition on them. Yeah, Gdisk, that's what it is.
I wonder if it was in the link they sent you.
Oops.
I didn't look close enough at that one.
Erase everything on your drive.
Well, when this is over, we can always look at the link.
I'm used to being rude at work on everything, so I'm not used to typing sudo anymore. They've ruined me.
It's nice just to log in as root, and just do what you have to do. and
Yeah.
not be pestered all the time.
Which I might do here in a minute. Okay, so Oh, yes. And to create a new partition. Partition number 1 by default for sector leave blank. That sector leave blank. Copy that for the hex code. This makes it really easy for you. Just copy and paste the stuff going through the check marks here.
Flashbacks, what you can do is Fdisc, just because it's like, so many times.
Stepping on dogs again.
Yep.
Yeah, they're used to it.
8300 for Linux, you know, EF00 for EF5 partitions, you know, 8200 for swap, you know. I don't know these things.
Well, I'm thinking that's it.
Numbers and they've been out for 50 years.
Let's do this.
100.
Hey, now I'm clear. What is it? Did I mention I can't type?
My problem. One nice thing about completion.
All right, so we're gonna go through that again. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think if that Shawn ID, user ID had root privileges when he made it. and then-
Shawn has pseudo privileges, yes. And now I am root.
Frustrated when I try to do
It
something.
was more than just a help screen.
Can't save this if you don't have permission.
Oh, yeah, it is help. I'm thinking he's asking question mark.
Okay,
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
all right, we have VDB1 and VDC1. Don't know if they're mounted yet. All right.
So you still
Oh.
formatting your disk, is that what you're?
Yeah,
doing?
formatting the disk. So I'm about to create these as the ext4 partitions.
Bottom now.
File system. Yeah, that would be, that's a bad day when you point to the wrong disk.
What's that?
Bad day when you point it to the wrong disk.
Luckily it's a VM. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
luckily
yeah.
it's just a virtual
Right.
machine. So if I do that, I'm just
Yeah.
working a virtual machine and that's fine.
Yeah, we didn't have that back when I was working on the Sun workstation.
Yeah, this is some kind of training.
States, yeah. Are you sure this is what you want to do?
I'm gonna triple check that DG command.
Yeah,
Fortunately, I had a backup to the one I did.
I was, yeah. Really careful.
Great, should have done it simple.
Oh,
I use it as a media server.
oh God, yeah.
All
I did
right.
an RM minus. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's in the wrong directory.
All right. So you can also add existing drives without formatting them.
I did, oh, yeah.
Where's it putting those?
Yeah, as soon as I hit the return key, I realized what I did, and I was at home through a terminal session. I couldn't pull a plug.
Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to create a virtual machine so I can set up a Pi lookalike.
So we're gonna make two
The biggest
disk
problem I
mount
have
point
with the Pi
directories.
is too damn slow. Yeah,
We're not gonna mess with the parity because.
well, I mean, 3 is plenty fast for a Pi. 'cause
And we're gonna
that
make
I was
storage,
using
not format.
0W.
doing.
But when you're making changes and whatnot,
It's
you know,
gonna be-
running it, it works fine. But when I make a change, then I have to wait for it to catch up. Then I make another change.
Okay,
and
now
I
we're
have
gonna
to
do
wait
F-stat.
For it to catch up.
Which is always fun.
If I could emulate the entire OS,
So,
yeah, but I could move it all over at once,
go ahead
completely
and-
written.
That's always messy. It's less this.
Well, other than the fact that if I'm within you know, a virtual Pi OS, I can create the file directly from within it. When you're running a
Right.
Windows emulator, you create Windows files on a Mac, and when you're running a Mac emulator, you create Mac files.
All right.
Well, I haven't looked yet, but it'd be worth looking into.
What's that by ID? Oh. That's nice.
Because there are Android emulators.
Let's pick up on little tricks. Like somebody else. Need a hard copy. Oh, you got, I'm just getting recorded. You play it back.
So since I'm running this in a virtual machine, this is wildly different than what it would normally be with physical disks.
Curses.
So I'm trying to wrap my brain around it and not screw this up too badly.
Well, that's the problem.
Okay, yeah, you're right there.
What kind of disks are on your VM? Are you
Virtual disks.
What are you running for IO or are you running like emulated disks like SATA or something?
Oh, these are QCal. Yeah, I think,
So the Vert IO, they should really just show up as just VDD or VDA or something. It should be pretty much the same. Vert IO.
yeah,
Yeah, it should be
Vert IO.
running dialogue or monologue.
And they show up, they're just different. It's just not listing everything.
Well, you know, it's like teachers and professors.
What do you
You know, you get the good ones and you get the bad ones, and it really doesn't matter
Looking
how
for
well
VDD
you
one and
understand the
VDC
subject,
one,
is how well you can present it. And that makes all the difference.
but I'm looking
I've
for
known
that
geniuses in their
the disk
field
by
that
ID.
can't teach for shit.
Oh, UML.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to-
Right.
Yeah, you have LVM running, so it's gonna be new LVS. Yeah,
LVS.
yeah. Oh, yeah, good.
You can also do Fdisc-L, and that'll show you like the VDA as well as the
Yeah.
UUIDs.
What do we got here? Okay, yeah, cool. But they're not showing up at this by ID, so I'm gonna have to do it differently. Yeah. We're just gonna use the, use the dev BDD, dev VDA,
But was he a good teacher?
BDD, BDC, EFS tab. I really miss having two monitors right now.
Right.
You can use this one as your external.
Yeah, you could extend it. That's right.
Oh my God, you're not.
I'm a
What?
dirty Nano user,
Now.
dirty
What?
Nano user. All right.
Oh, you glad you did?
Type.
Yeah, but you didn't like the direction the university was going when you were ready to get out.
Still can't type. There we go. All right. What's that?
You use elevator roof because you're tired of typing.
Oh, I've already done
Yeah,
that.
played with all that.
I wanted another window open so I know what I'm working with.
Oh.
I wanted to look at my my block. Copy that. Copy pasta. Copy pasta.
Yeah, my goal was to work till I was 70. You know, who knows if I'd have been able to do it, you know, but
And there's one thing
you know,
that's
when the
in
bank got
here,
bought by another
in this
bank,
guide,
eliminated my job.
that you will run into problems with.
Yeah, when
and
you're
that's this
66
merger
years old,
FS line.
people aren't hiring.
So merger gets its own line in F-stab.
Merger FS gets its own live in the F, yes, what you said. So here,
Yep.
here's the
The thing
problem.
about it is, no
I
matter who
found.
they hire, they're not gonna put more than 3 years in on the
Okay,
job, so they're gonna put the same commitment, and they're gonna leave after 3 years anyway.
Cache files off needs to
I
go
presented that
away.
on one, when I was
Or
talking to HR, when I
your,
actually wrote up a resume explaining
Jellyfin will
why
fail.
they should hire me over one of the young people.
I learned that. the
I've
hard
got the
way.
experience. I won't work for, you know, I don't have to work for more money. I'll take what you're offering them.
It's a media server.
And they're gonna leave you in
Takes
3
your
years. I
TV
can give
movie
you
files
5 with a shitload of
Presents them on
experience.
your
backing
Roku
it
or your
up.
phone.
Still never got
That's-
called for an interview.
Okay.
Most of the purpose of this, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna get to the point where we're watching TV shows.
So it doesn't like the cache or it doesn't like the no cache.
Yeah, that'll throw a big fat error, and then the jellyfin container will fail to actually do anything.
Oh,
It'll just
I'm
exit.
sure that was fun to figure out.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, that one took me a while. So,
That's my big.
You were
I can't figure that stuff out.
so that's my big point, or that's my big takeaway from this. Get rid of that little bit of line in the merger FS thing, and that is cache dot files off needs to not be there in your merger FS line and fstab.
So what does it do if you leave it? You said you learned from experience.
So Jellyfin will fail. The Jellyfin container will just
Just
fail and exit.
Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, it's not a, it doesn't cause like a glitch or something, it just kills them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, just doesn't work. Won't run.
so take that out and then it caches back on again. It'll cache the files.
What if that's a bug or if that's a feature?
Yeah, only the developer knows, huh?
Or it's our feature.
Yeah.
So you're doing this in,
I'm doing this in Vert Manager.
Oh.
I have VirtualBox, but I really only use that when I have to. Usually for Vagrant boxes and things like that. And Vagrant does support KVM, but it's kind of wonky. So, I'm sorry?
Linux format, the recent issue, they did a review of virtualization.
Yeah.
Number one, was Vert Manager over VirtualBox.
I like it quite a bit personally. So, yeah.
And that's out 6 virtualization.
It's pretty simple. It has a lot of options. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, so we have that set. Now I do believe we're just on to mount it yet, the FTech H. a okay, VDB1, VDB2, those are mounted, and merger FS is mounted at empty storage. This is our full with which has a whole 10 gigabytes of storage because I only put 5 gigabytes each into those 2 disks.
I was wondering, that's what I was wondering, what I was seeing, 5 gigabytes.
Yeah, I made them small because I'm running low on disk space because I have too many games. So that is our mount point for our storage pool. All right, what's next? Snaprate, we're gonna skip that. You can do that on your own when you like. It's not that difficult, it looks.
On Snaprate, on your.
At this time, no. I only have 2 disks and I'm not running Snaprate. So if one,
Any kind of redundancy?
just a backup.
Okay, so you don't run like MD or NO3 to actually mirror the drive?
At the moment, no.
Okay.
I just set this up like last weekend.
Okay. It still has that new car smell on it.
Yeah, and I don't have enough drives to have a parity drive yet, so we'll get there.
But if it's just media, it's not like it's mission critical or anything.
Right, yeah,
So
I'm not,
yeah.
I
If
mean,
it goes down, it's like, well,
Reload it.
oh, well.
right.
Copy them over again.
And I have them backed up to a B2 pool, so or
Oh, yeah.
B2 backup.
So in your case, you just have to re-download it, and flash a new SD card or whatever, or get it, put in a new USB hard drive.
Right. All right, where are we? So Samba. We're gonna use a Samba server.
I don't think it is. Samba is usually, it was originally to work with Microsoft's network drive, and it really was kind of a hack originally when they made it. And I think that they finally did get some cooperation from Microsoft to
Really?
get it to work right.
Yeah, they love Linux now.
Yeah.
So, no.
They're trying to take it over.
It's not secure by default. In the way I have it set up at home, I don't expose this to the internet. It's only on my LAN, so I'm not worried about it at the moment.
Yep.
Um,
You're behind that, you're good.
I set up a Samba user so I can use the Samba user if I want, but I have it set up so anonymous users can actually access the Samba share. And now we're going to create this Samba configuration file.
Years ago, we had one of the guys that was the original developer of Samba. And give a talk and telling us all his trials and tribulations. He had to reverse engineer, Microsoft. Yeah. So, well, we think this is how it works. It kind of works. They won't tell us exactly how to connect.
There's a guy at Ohio Linux Fest who gave a talk on how to replace your domain controller with Samba,
Oh, yeah.
which I definitely went to that talk. I think he was an OpenSUSE guy.
I
I think he worked for OpenSUSE.
All right, so I'm going to change a whole bunch of this stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it has his name in there.
Yeah.
Alex home folder.
Huh? Yeah, ArcNet, thank God. That was the second network I set up. First one was IBM, the PC
Ah.
network. It was 1 megabit per second. Broadband.
Yeah, that's ArcNet.
Well, yeah, but this was IBM PC Net, which was before ArcNet. Migrated. We went to thin net, then we went to a secure, then we. Parallel pool.
The rest should be good.
Oh, that's true.
So this is our oh so awesome SMB or Samba configuration file. What we're doing here is we're creating the global SMB configuration, and then I'm sharing the home folder over Samba because honestly, that's really convenient for creating and editing your Docker Compose files. Makes it super simple. And then your storage, which is your merger FS pool. So I'm going to be in my dirty Nano user and exit. All right, what's next? So we need to create a Samba user. What's that?
That was to connect the net BIOS drives. Most people don't even know what that was. Microsoft's attempt to take over the world.
Wait, do I not need that since I sent that?
Oh, prints online.
Work is fine at home.
Yeah. Does it, does it? Not tight.
You have to run download Snaprate server.
Let's go with what he had.
Yes. Start. Hey, it worked.
Okay.
And it's not even red. It's in red.
Yeah, red is kind of.
No, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Usually that's like
You're gonna
the
see
old craft color.
In this case, it's fine.
Yeah.
It looks like that on mine too, but it runs just okay. So, all right, where are we? So get that. I'm gonna ignore all that crap.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I did see red text.
They- Yeah, they're not. Oops. Let's do that. Okay.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. So Demon, it's-
However, if I'm using a client, I don't have the client installed. You know what, I'm gonna screw it. I'm gonna give that a use. Alright, no manifest.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I did that anyway, just to makes it more portable. Be able to change operating systems, or anything else.
Okay, so once we have our Samba share going, then we want to use Docker to install some kind of media server. The most popular one is Plex. That is not open source. How much is it?
It's $120 for a lifetime license.
So
Not bad.
if you want to use that,
So,
here are some of the related projects, MB Jellyfin and Kodi. I'm using Jellyfin. I like it so far.
That does the same thing as Flex, it's only, it's open source.
Kinda. It doesn't have as many features, I think, as Plex. But it does a very similar thing. I've not used MB or Kodi. The only experience I have so far is with Jellyfin. Like I said, I just installed this last weekend.
I'm just curious if you had any comparison, you know, whether you go, I like this better because of this. Or,
No, unfortunately, I don't have a,
Because I don't run, I gave it, it's bought a Spotify subscription instead.
yeah,
Try to collect my own music.
I have Spotify too, so for that same reason.
That's $10 a year.
Yeah. But I have
Do you plan to switch, or do you think you're gonna kind of just keep it?
I'm
steady,
leaving
steady
my
going?
options open. I use Docker to install Jellyfin, and that makes it really easy to switch.
Yeah, you literally just shut one container down, put the other one up.
Exactly.
That folder, it goes, hey, there's stuff here.
Exactly, and all these projects, Plex included, have Docker or Docker images available on Linux.io and Docker.
Now, when you start running on this space, can you move that Docker image to another drive?
You can monitor it down.
So the way that your Docker compose file is going to set up is it's going to use your storage pool, your Samba share as like a volume for that container. So it's going to just use that Samba share. That's all you need. Okay, other things you can do with it, Nextcloud, Home Assistant, if you got like smart plugs and smart thingies, Grafana, if you like all the cool monitoring things, use this at work. Smoke Ping, which sounds really cool if you want to, keep a log of your DNS stuff. Get an idea of when your ISP is screwing you.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So you see your bandwidth usage.
Lychee, if you like to do photos. And others. Goes on and on and on. There's a whole lot. This interested me. So it'd be cool to post my own version of GitHub.
Oh,
There's all kinds of stuff, Tiddlywiki, all kinds of cool stuff you can put on there. But at the moment, I'm on a single Raspberry Pi, and all I'm using it for is Jellyfin and backups.
This all requires more horsepower than a 5.3 would give you, right?
Jellyfin, I doubt. Doing what I'm doing with it right now probably doesn't require everything a Pi 3 has. It would probably push my Pi 2, but
So you're probably your limiting factor on the freeze of the amount of RAM. Only have 48.
Probably.
That's gonna cripple you.
but we're only running. There's only 2 of us living in this house, so we're likely only be running one person running this thing at a time. It's probably not gonna be that big of a deal. On a Pi 3 or a Pi 2, I'd be reluctant to do, what was I just looking at? Nextcloud. Nextcloud uses quite a bit of RAM and resources overall. So I would be reluctant to do that on anything but a Pi 4.
Does the Jellyfin do native like transcoding, like Flexos?
I think so.
Like where you can have it like take like say a 4K, like 4K Blu-ray image.
Downgrade it to
and
1080p.
downgrade it to-
Yeah.
Yeah, to a phone or something.
Yeah.
Nice. I may look at it, Jellyfin, that's something.
It also does live TV if you have a tuner.
Oh.
Yeah, Jellyfin's pretty cool. I like it. There's a website for Jellyfin. But anyway, apart from that, go back here. We're gonna look at the Docker Compose stuff. Or is it on here? It's not even on here. It is not. Okay, so linuxserver.io has all the things. If you want to use Docker, Docker Compose, go to their fleet. And in here, I used Jellyfin. Did I miss it? There it is. There's a Jellyfin image. Jellyfin image. And you can look at it on Docker Hub. This actually has the Docker Compose file right here. Super simple. You just copy pasta this thing. There's your Docker Compose file. And you just change some of the things. And it works like a chalk.
Out of curiosity, what would be some things that you would change?
So these optional devices. Down here, some of these don't pertain to the, actually, I don't think I have any of them working at home because some of them are for Pi, some of them are not.
Are those like
And-
video capture things? or
Yeah,
something?
and well, these are like GPU coding and things like that. You can change your ports if you want to. I have all these up. And volumes, you're gonna want to change the path to your volumes. So path to library, the first part of this, that's your host path. You're gonna want to change that to MNT storage, and then I called mine media. And then I put the config and all that stuff, and I had another one for TV shows, another one for movies. So you're gonna want to change the paths on the host drive. You're gonna want to change your time zone. And you're gonna want to change your URL. Like my guys run it. So 192. Yeah, so that's what you're gonna change that to. But yeah, it's there you go. That's all you need. And you Docker Compose up in it. So you throw that into VS Code or whatever you use to modify, put it in that home folder of your user. You SSH in, go to that user's home directory, Docker Compose up, pack D, and there you go. Easy peasy. You got Jellyfin running. And then you put all your movies and junk on there, and that's it.
And it starts up and you just basically go to that IP from any place within your house.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I have it on my LAN, so anytime you're on a LAN, just go to it. You can expose this to the internet.
Not really good idea.
Want to harden the, you're gonna want to harden it,
Oh,
use
yeah.
UFW or whatever for your firewall if you want,
Mhm.
or IP tables or whatnot, but I don't think I'm gonna do that.
And that wouldn't put that outside.
You have to expose a port
Why would you want to do that?
Share with your
to be
friends.
able to get to it from outside your house.
So your friends, yeah, that's what have your friend, you can watch it over your friend's house instead of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so there you go.
Give them a login, and then they can watch
Very
stuff
good.
on your server.
Thank you. Huh?
Any
All right,
questions?
cool.
Share stuff over ICQ. So for the, with that config, or with the Docker Compose file, so you would create like a movies folder, TV folder in your, like the storage pool folder or the storage amount.
Right.
And then that's where you point all the jellyfish config file links to, right?
Exactly. So yeah, you go to your like make directory, MT storage / TV shows. I put it inside another folder called media. So I went storage, media, TV shows, storage, media, movies. And yeah, I just changed that path here. Or here actually. So yeah. And it makes it super easy for you. You don't have to futz with it. You just got to change a few things in the Docker Compose file. And Docker Compose is good, golden, easy. And as long as you make that change to the FS or the merger FS line and FS tab, you shouldn't run into any problems.
I don't know if this.
You don't even have to set up Samba if you don't want to then, right?
If you already have a storage pool and you just want to point it toward a storage pool, like if you have a NAS or something, yeah, you can. Yeah. Point it toward whatever storage device you want.
Because this is all on the Pi. It's
Yeah.
not accessing anything over the network as it's set up.
Correct.
But that is nice if you just want to like
Oh yeah,
open it up as a share.
I've made a cron job done it, back up my desktop stuff to the NAS now too. Because now it's a NAS, the SAM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swap cables here for a second. No, you can leave that plugged in. I want to see if this Pi came up. And if it did, and maybe. It's on HDMI. That's correct. But it's not seeing. Have it go back and get it again. Maybe it's a different resolution. Yeah, I may just reboot the Pi. I may have, oh, yeah, I got an SD card in there. I don't know what, I think I'm reasonably sure this is, well, I bought some that have switches in them. Let's see if it'll come up. I have. No, let's try this one. I may have, huh? Let's see. This is a 40 gig.
What's that? Yeah.
I might have an interesting problem.
Yeah.
I imagine you might have like Microsoft or something, right?
The drives that I have, I just kind of laying around from other projects that I,
Well, I mean, we normally do a file in a box drive, where you would go.
maybe.
Because I found this through the home lab guys on Reddit and stuff. On eBay, there's a couple vendors that sell it called white label parts. What they are is they're drives that come out of WD factories. Well, not just now, it's WD, but it used to be all the various manufacturers, but they're not labeled as, say, a WD Gold or just a generic label drop. And what you got me thinking about that was you run that box, the thing you were showing had a whole procedure for basically tenderizing the drive to be sure it's going to hold data.
Right.
They don't offer any warranties for the drives, but you can buy a 3 terabyte drive for $50.
It's cheap.
So it's that idea that if you're going to sit there and pummel the thing, and then if you RAID and you get it set up properly, you know.
Oh yeah, and you're only down what, $50 if it goes dead.
And Nano does offer a warranty that you could buy.
Like a return or something or exchange?
Dies, they just kick you another drive.
Okay.
But at $50, I know a lot of people, what they do, the guys on like the data hoarding forums, what they'll do is they'll put together a huge thing, but then they'll keep like 6 or 8 holders just sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
They just.
The SD card?
Yeah.
Oh man, one blew up, whatever. Run along in, kick one to the curb.
I don't have enough
Because they're
fingernails.
so cheap.
Right.
So just I just look at just like a white label hard drive on eBay.
check that out.
But that, because normally, if you're doing something where, it's like, you need to know that the drive is new and reliable, or it's had a lot of time on it. There's a difference, but if you're running RAID, bad blocks, it's smarter to pick up any issues before the drive fails.
Cool. Yeah, that's,
I was looking at some of the 2 terabyte ones, because
Been
I
on for a while.
the server I have is
Oh,
12 days in the front of it. And then I don't know a little bit more drive, but it's about 900 watts of power. Well, because all of the drives have to spin on a RAID, they all spin up or spin down at the same time.
wow.
So I switched it into me. But the thing with that is that, I was gonna load it up with maybe 4 or 5 drives and put, make them, make them all these white label drives, and it's like if I lose a drive, big deal, we're pulling it off the shelf.
Yeah.
Talking about doing a test bench, like use like a Pi with 4 USB things where there's a test rig, and just sit there and exercise all the drives, and take my label maker, good on this date, they're on the shelf. Get another one, good, oh, that one's bad, put it in the E-Wave file, grab another one, and that way I know I can trust these to at least repair my RAID,
Yeah, cool.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
12 free pipe, I had a,
Mhm.
I sold it to a buddy of mine who needed it.
Well, I thought it worked off of the, just the USB cable.
Machine that was,
Hmm?
40.
I've done it before, I thought. Maybe I might have those charges.
12 3 terabyte drives and a 250 gig Samsung Evo 860.
It's a lot.
It was a beast.
That's a lot.
Out synced. There we go. That works better. Want to set it up?
Oh, jeez. I'll let you.
I don't even know if I've,
It's tiny.
it is.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
So you have feed that blocks on it. I want to point more, with crypto miner blocking. But I use coins. So I like
Oh, yeah, so anyway, the volumes and the, I'm not showing my screen anymore.
What's that?
The volumes listed in the Docker Compose file, as are fine now. So it's mounting spot on your host system to a spot on your container. That's how you do storage there.
Huh?
So if the container goes away or if there's a problem,
Why is that?
replace it.
Okay.
Nothing changes.
Oh. That's a good way to remember it.
Is it how it does like updates too? Like is it just like
It kills it
download a new
and
container
downloads a new container.
completely? Rather than update the container,
Yeah.
just kill it,
Wipes it out, downloads
load
a
a
I'm
new
new
trying to remember how to
version,
spell it.
point it at the same data. Happy to go.
So instead of, they like to say it's the difference between your servers being pets or cattle.
Yeah,
So, anyway,
my servers are currently pets.
The containers are cattle. They're all nothing special about any of them.
Oh, this
Use
one
them till they
died.
die.
Throw it away.
Kill it.
Put it in
Replace
a
it.
new one.
so yeah, that's, I don't have enough drive capacity on here to do anything anyway, it's just an SD card. I
Yeah,
don't,
that's a pretty big SD card. It's like 64 gig
Uh,
or something, wasn't it?
oh, this one might be, yeah, actually, I think it is.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah, could do something with that. So anyway, see if, you can get Chrome to come up here.
Stop share. Y'all don't need to see my screen.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
I wanted to see you check your email.
Oh, I got it.